Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Hope you guys are doing well out there. We're going to have some fun just taking a look at my pirate build right here. Minifigure hauls dominating the polling. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to go for a little tour of this pirate thing I've been working on, having fun with for sure. Welcome in. Oh, thanks, Josiah. I'll show you in more detail here in a minute. This has been the project for February here, so I guess I've still got a bunch of time to work on it in February. But I am going on winter break, so there's going to be a week there where I lose some time. But yeah, there's two, right? There's this one over here. I'm going to separate these tables and get in there in closer detail here in just a minute. But this one is sort of the more rugged pirate one. And then this one I just made today with all the blue coats on it. It needs a lot more decorating, obviously, but I just put this together today and put some blue coats on there. Started getting this done. Yeah, the rock wall has a ways to go, but it's amazing how long it takes to do. Oh my word. It really takes a long time. Welcome in, everybody. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to just take you for a tour of this pirate build. This over here is pretty fun. This is the Goonies ship. If you haven't seen it built, this is the Goonies ship. And I put some transparent clear plate on there to kind of give it that shallow, wavy, water spray effect there. But then on this side, we've got all these rocks, right? And on the rocks are all the Goonies, and they are sitting looking at the ship, kind of reminiscing about their adventure when they found One Eyed Willie's treasure. All this in here is going to get blue plated eventually. I just don't have enough blue plate right now. And so it's a work in progress, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Welcome, welcome, guys. If you're just tuning in, I'm just going to take people for a little tour of my pirate display for anybody that might be interested in my pirate display. If you're interested in following along with this pirate build, I put out daily video updates on YouTube and on Instagram. Yes, Maxim, I appreciate that. Absolutely. So I put up kind of daily updates on what I worked on for the day on this pirate thing. And then I also put out like full tours on Friday. So it'll be, like a 1 minute video daily. So today's video is going to cover this right here. But on Friday, I'll kind of take a slow panning of the whole thing. Um, oh, I'm glad to hear that, Maximum. I really am. So on Fridays, I'll kind of take you for a tour of the whole thing as it stands, as of the end of the day, Friday. But so stepping back, this is three tables. For those interested, this is three tables. These tables are 6 feet long and they're about 2.5 feet wide. So it's about 7.5 feet, going front to back here, which means it's about, I've forgotten, 6 feet. That means like one, two, three, four, five, six. It's like seven base plates, of the 32 by 32s going horizontally here. And then it would be like nine of those going this way. So it's probably, what do we say, nine times? So it's probably like 63 ish base plates, something like that. Um, so, Maximum, I've specifically designed this to not connect from table to table. It's specifically designed. So there's like a reason that the dock ends right here and right there so that I can pull these apart I'll do that now so you guys can kind of see, and I can get in there closer for each and every one. That way, there's not an issue when I have to separate the tables. And it allows me to kind of get in here closer to be able to work on things, you know, a little bit closer without having to reach over the table or whatever, right? So that works pretty good. Although I must confess that, like, when I'm backing up, uh, sometimes I bump things. But for those interested, let's start over here. Let's start over here. So one thing that is a little bit weird about the way I designed this is that this Tortuga from the hey, Florida Brick Mom, what's up? So this Tortuga is actually split between tables, and you can't really tell. It's not a big deal when the tables are together. But for those that haven't built Thieves of Tortuga, uh, it's two different parts connected by a bridge, and so you can see they're on opposite sides of table, but not a big deal. Anyway, Thieves of Tortuga is a Bricklink designer program set here, and are the plates adhered to the tables at all? No, they are not adhered to the tables at all. So you can see they slide around a little bit. The only way the tables will connect is when I actually end up connecting the train track. Then they'll be mildly connected that way, but that'll be the only way. So anyway, we've got two Tortugas here, right here. There's the other one right there. Off of this Tortuga, I have put a dock in, which I think is super fun. This dock, I put a lot of time into not only building the dock, but also kind of details on the dock. So this is going to be a blue coat town. I'll show you this in a minute, but it's going to be a blue coat town. So for those that haven't seen it on YouTube, the blue coats are starting to come check out what's going on this dock. And the reason that they're checking it out is because there's some red coats over here. The red coats over here are starting to fly the red coat flag. There's a red coat over here. You can see he's pulling in the red coat captain with a bunch of treasure. Do you build Mills plates in this modular? So far, I have only done it in small sections. And the reason for that is because the vast majority of this is going to be at sort of ocean level already, right? There's two major benefits to doing Mills plates. One is to make the build more sturdy, but the other is so that you can kind of build below ground level, right? Uh, but I don't have to build below ground level on this one because it's mostly sort of, you know, sea level. So for this one, I do not. For most of my other builds, I do. This is like the Ninjago thing, and I've put that on Mills plate, stuff like that. But anyway, I can go back over here. I thought I saw something else. Hold on. You're not kidding, East Coast. You're not kidding, dude. So anyway, over here we've also got at the end of the dock, we've got some fish that have been caught. Nick, what's going on, man? We're just kind of hanging out. I'm showing some people my pirate build. Whoa, this. Oh no, I broke it. I was trying to take a hair off and I broke it. All right, hold on. I'm putting you down for a second. Hold on. Pause the show. Hold on. If you can still hear me, just hold on a second. There we go. All right, sorry about that. So at the end of the dock here, we've got some fish that are drying, and they even caught a shark that's hanging up now. One of the things that I wanted to try that I saw was a super cute idea was this idea of the fisherman and then trapping the string underneath this koi transparent tile. So it looks like from a distance that, you know, she's got a fish on there, which I think is super fun. So we'll be playing with that technique a little bit more as well. The other technique that I've been playing with, so you asked about Mills plating. This is the base plate level right here, but I'm actually building two levels above that. The first is going to be this blue plate, which may seem a little bit stupid to put blue plate on blue base plate, but there's a reason for it. The second level will be the transparent tile. And the reason that I want to do that is because I want to be able to have the boats look like they're submerged a little bit. So here's an example right here. where if this boat's right here, I'm actually going to have it resting 2 plates below where it will sit. That way it kind of, or before, but I should say below the top of the water. So that way, hopefully it kind of looks like the boat is submerged a little bit, right? Because it's actually 2 plates down, including this transparent plate. This all right here will get tiled eventually, but just hasn't happened yet. I don't want to spend too much time tiling and then having to yank it all out if I want to put another boat in or whatever. This is what I worked on today. If you haven't seen my YouTube video, yeah. So Nick, there's so like over here, this is a good example. I want to have different depths of water. So we'll have the base plate level, and on that there's blue plate, and then on that there's going to be transparent plate. The absolute shallowest water will be tan plate under it. The second depth of water will be transparent light blue tiles on blue plate. And then the deepest water, over here, you'll be able to see this. Over here, the deepest water will actually be dark blue tile on blue plate. So we'll be able to have like 3 depths of water. It just takes massive amounts of tile, as you can imagine. Uh, but I'm hoping to have 3 depths of water by the time this thing is done. It doesn't necessarily look great from close up, right? But when you back up, I think it looks really good. Obviously, this isn't done yet, but I think it gives it a nice different depth of feel when you do that. But it's really part intensive, right? Because you not only have the base plate, but then you have all that tile and you have all this plate. So it just takes a lot of plate, a lot of money. I guess in theory you could put the tile directly on the base plate, but then you can't get the tan kind of choppy, right? Because you're going to use either a tan base plate or a blue base plate. So it would be hard to get kind of the wavy effect there. So it's a lot, but I think it looks great. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Like imagine this middle table. I have to do all of that eventually. I'll get to that in just a second. But this is what I worked on today. This is the El Dorado set that has recently retired. I scooped that up. Johnny, what's up, my friend? So I built El Dorado. I put in this dock right here. No, this is only one El Dorado set right here. Just one. But I didn't I think maybe this rotates 180 and goes behind that or something, but I just have it in a line because it's on the edge of the table. Yes, Nick, it's just Brick Scavenger. Yep, absolutely. So anyway, I put in this dock right here. This one's not as detailed as this one over here yet, but it's getting there. But I just put it in today. I think it's 24 blue coats that are currently in the mock right now. And then I started this, if you've been following along at all on YouTube, the blue coats and red coats are pirate themed. They are in my mock. uh, this used to be just a plain dark bluish gray kind of block, including the sides. But today I spent some time to make this look what I think nicer with these arch pieces in this nougat color. And then I even added some kind of like, patchwork tiles in here to represent wood, stuff like that. I really want all of this to be kind of denser stonework and resemble this up here. So that's the end goal. But if you look closely at this, there's a whole bunch of 1x2 tiles in here that are like oval shaped. And I just don't have those. I'm going to have to order a whole bunch of them. So I scattered some stuff in there just to get the general effect in there. But I can't really polish it until I get some more tile in. That'll just take time. But hopefully by the end of the month, I'll be able to make that happen. The second table, so we go from here. The second table is where I'm doing my big kind of rock island thing right here. The half, yes, you could do that. Fact, you could do that. It's just going to cost more, right? Because basically the 1x2s are the same price as the 1x1s, more or less. Uh, but the 1x2s cover more ground, so it's just going to cost more. But you could do it for sure. But I do have some of these 1x1 round tiles, and then I've been using a handful of just gray studs. Hey Amy, how's it going? So this is plate number 2 here. This is my big rock island. It's not complete, but the idea from this here. Let me move this a little bit so you can see from this side. Hold on. The idea from this side is, from the big ocean, you could kind of go through the tunnel and then access the port in there, right? So it's this big kind of arch. Yeah, in fact, I got a big basement full of Lego. Look, I got a big basement full of Lego, dude. It's huge. My wife just basically gave me the basement to do whatever I wanted with, and it's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, uh, so going back to this big arch obviously takes an incredibly long time, not only to make the rock work, but then to do a lot of the plant work. So it's been a little bit at a time. But on this side, it goes kind of up several levels right here. Starts kind of low. I've put in olive green plate. I've put in bright green leaves. I've put in standard green weeds. I've put in brown sticks. So there's a lot of plant life going on here. We've got this rope ladder going up to the next level. And then I haven't done a lot of pirating up there, just kind of plants in there. But anyway, it goes up there. And then eventually they'll be able to climb up these vines to get to the top level. Still not exactly sure what I'd want to do with the top level yet. But obviously, it just has taken a long time to even get this far. Down here, I did a little bit of storytelling. I've got these pirates pulling up on a net to see if they can catch any fish. Looks like they got a crab in there as well. Put in some palm trees. You can see we've got one pirate climbing up the ivy over here. I put in this. This wasn't the best looking arch. And so I put in a whole bunch of ivy, in part because I think it looks good, but in part to kind of cover up the kind of ugliness that was underneath that. The Pirate Dance Club. I love this idea. That's a great idea. We've got some keep out signs on these as part of the fun for pirates there. On this side, oh, I'm bumping things. On this side, we've got a couple of pirates hanging here from their cages. Those are pretty fun as well. And then this side is kind of similar. It's got a whole bunch of plant work on it right there. And then I built these little rafts yesterday. I think the other raft might have a actual pirate on it, but I built these cute little rafts to put out in the water. And then this is what I built. For those of you old enough to remember, this is my little tribute to Swiss Family Robinson over here. On this side, we've got the boats pulling up to the rock island, and then the pirates are climbing up the ivy to get to this level up here. So that's my am I looking for swords? No, I got lots of swords. But anyway, there's pirates pulling up in these boats and then climbing up the ivy. Hey Kimmy, what's up, my friend? Yeah, so this is my little tribute to Swiss Family Robinson here. So that is level 2. And then level 3, I'm hoping, here, let me pull this in so I can kind of show you what that looks like together. Oh yeah, here's my pirate on the little raft with his sail. Use these tattered capes because they have the extra hole in them to make the little sail there. So this is what the 2 that I've already showed you kind of look like together. This was originally going to be just a 2-table mock. And so that was the plan. I didn't want to burn up too much floor space with pirates. But the problem is I got this far and I realized I didn't have any like big open ocean water for big ships. And I want to incorporate some big pirate ships in here. So that's when I added this third table. All the gray you see here will eventually be blue. I just don't have enough blue plate to cover all of that. And I didn't have enough blue uh, base plates to start blue. But the idea here is we're going to have a kind of a big area of open ocean water. Kimmy, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Big, a big table of open, deep water where we'll have these two pirate ships kind of battling, right? And we'll probably put some rocks in here and stuff like that eventually. This has been ignored a little bit because I've spent so much time on this and the docks recently that hey, Bristol, welcome. But the only thing I do want to show you guys over here, if you haven't seen it yet, is this area over here. This is the Goonies right here. So my idea with the Goonies is that One-Eyed Willie's ship would be kind of shipwrecked over here, right? And I wanted to have a little tribute to Goonies, one of my favorite movies of all time. Just brings me back to my childhood so much. So what I wanted to do was have all the kids from the Goonies reminiscing about their adventure with the Goonies. So what I did, I'll show you from above first. What I did was I built these 6 rocks right here. And my vision was that I would have the Goonies sitting on these rocks facing the Goonies ship and kind of reminiscing about their adventure that they had to go find One-Eyed Willie's treasure. So the pirate ship itself has some transparent clear plate around it to give it that kind of water splashing up effect. And I wanted to play with the dark trans blue tiles. So that's what you see here. This does not have the blue plate or the transparent dark tiles on it yet. It will eventually. I just, it's so much tile that there's only so much you can do and so much I had on hand. So I'm going to have to order more. But you have to use your imagination and think what this looks like will also look like right here and over here and all of that. But I don't know how well my camera will focus in here, but you can see the Goonies. There's Mikey right there. Here's Chunk sitting on the rock, reminiscing about whatever adventures they had. So anyway, for those of you that are just joining, let me put this all kind of together again so you can see the whole thing. This mock is 6 feet wide and 7.5 feet. Oh, please don't collapse, table. Shouldn't be doing this with one hand. This mock is no piano yet. Oh, I guess there's a piano in the ship, right? In the ship, there's this piano over here in the ship. But anyway, so this table, this whole mock here is 6 feet going this direction and 7.5 feet going top to bottom here. It's three 6-foot tables put together. Like I said, it was only going to be 2 tables, but I needed some deep water. So now it's 3. It's just going to require a lot more tile. But it's super fun. So anyway, if you're interested, if this is something you think is fun and you want to see daily progress on it, I put out a daily video update on both YouTube and Instagram on what's been going on with, my Lego day and what I've added to in this case, the pirates. I have done other things and will be doing other things in the future. Yeah, 90-second updates. So it's been fun. It's been fun to kind of have a daily diary of what I've been building and watch, because if you go back and watch, last week's compared to this week's, this does not look anywhere near like it did a week ago. It's amazing how much progress you can make in a week. But sometimes you just forget what you've done. Let me show you, for those of you that have not been following along. Anyway, feel free to check it out on YouTube and Instagram if that's something you're into. I do longer tours on Fridays. So I've changed themes every month. This was my January theme right here. This is my winter village. It's not complete, but obviously it's a lot of fun here. If you're interested in a long tour of this, again, it's on YouTube. I will revisit the winter village in December. But my goal is to have this entire basement have one giant train looping around the whole basement. So the train for this winter village goes next to the winter village and then underneath all of this over here. And then it comes out on this side and it's going to loop all the way down here and around there eventually, where it will then connect to the pirate area right here. And then it will wrap around the outside of the pirate area like this. And I think it's going to connect probably to something Ninjago-ish over here. And then it's going to go all the way out here and go back to the modular kind of downtown area, which is partially done anyway. But anyway, you can see the train track picks up over here again. So eventually we'll get this thing all connected. It's just going to take a while. It's been a lot of fun to do, though. So we've got a lot of Lego in the basement. I appreciate you guys hanging out, saying hi. So this side is my vision. I can tell you real quick about this. My vision is this is the one of the train stations from Bricklink Designer Program set. My vision is that the train will wrap around the outside, the back side of it. And then people who get off the train and want to visit the downtown area can exit down the steps, and then they have to choose whether to take the blue route or the green route. The blue route is where they'll turn this way, and they can walk either down this way, or they can come across here and do the river walk. And this is the river walk. I need to put some stairs in here, but yeah, exactly, East Coast, right? But you can see the blue route is got blue tiling, a blue pattern, and then it will come this way. It'll eventually keep going here. I just haven't had time to do all that. But if they choose the green route instead of the blue route, they would go this way, where they could then walk down this side of the downtown area. And all of this, I'm envisioning being like a giant botanical gardens. That's the plan. Obviously, right now, there's just a bunch of stuff in the way. But I think my March project is going to be this botanical area right here. So again, you can take the blue route and go walk along the river, or you can turn and take the green route, and obviously the green route kind of representing nature, the botanical stuff. So we'll have a similar sort of green tiled path that weaves through a giant botanical garden area, sort of inspired by, I think that's the Friends one, but we also have another one that they came out with that was not Friends themed. So you can imagine all sorts of green kind of garden area through here, walkways, bridges, maybe a little pond or something, all sorts of fun plants going through there. So I think that's going to be a ton of fun. So anyway, if you're interested, it costs $0 to go check it out on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, feel free. Eventually, the train will then connect back to my dinosaur roller coaster areas over here. Then it'll go into Halloween Town, which we'll get to, come October. and then it connects back to the winter village. So it's a giant basement. I'm spoiled rotten. I hope I can connect the train all the way around this loop eventually. It's just going to take a really long time and a lot of train track. But month to month, we're going to make a little bit of progress. That's the goal. So hopefully by the end of March, we'll have a good chunk of the Pirates done. And then we'll have some botanical stuff in here. Yeah, Bristol, absolutely. I appreciate anybody who has followed along with the 90-second updates, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube. It's been a lot of fun to put those together. And like I said, it's amazing what you can accomplish over the course of the week if you have documentation of what it looked like the week before. Because sometimes when I look at this, I'm like, I didn't do that much. But then you look at what it looked like last Tuesday, and I'm like, oh, okay, we've actually accomplished a lot. Oh boy. Finance. I ran a kids camp for a long time, about 10 years ago, and collected a bunch of brick for that kids camp. So a lot of what you see here is either sets, right? Sets, or it's brick that I had from that, or whenever I run a whatnot show or sell on Bricklink or whatever, I don't put that money in my pocket. I don't put that money into paying the electric bill. I just buy what I need. So does that mean I spend a gob of money on palm tree parts and rocks? Yeah, like it just is what it is. If you want to build on this scale, you just got to invest the money. I'm terrified by what it's going to cost to tile like this all through here. Oh, sweet mercy. That's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of tiles. I sure hope it looks good when it's done and not only is it going to cost a lot of money, but it's going to cost a lot of time. Just tiling this little thing over here took a long time. Tiling all of this is just going to be totally outrageous. Maybe a little bit at a time or something. Yeah, I know, Kimmy. If I ever find at my Lego store trans light blue tiles or trans dark blue tiles, I am going to buy as many boxes as they will let me. Because buying those things at 7, 8, 10 cents a piece, that's just insanely expensive per piece. So to be able to just load up, um, tons of boxes, that would be amazing. I don't know how easily he has access to those trans blue tiles, but holy Moses, it's so much tile. Just this right here, like I had a big bag of tile and I said, all right, sweet. Like, let's play with it and tile a whole bunch of deep water and see what it looks like. And I thought I had a lot, and that's all I got right there. That's it. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's just so much tile. Holy cow. But it really, like, I think doesn't this look way better than this, right? So once it tiled and that water shimmers, I think it looks really good. And then you add in a little bit of trans clear to show some like water waves splashing kind of thing. I think it just looks really, really good. So it just requires time and money. Yeah, it does. It's the depth of, right? The depth of it's amazing. That's why East Coast, I'm going to take the time to do all of this in here, right? Because it's going to take a bunch of time and money to do all that stonework, but it just looks so much better than if it's just regular black plate all through there, right? Or like, look at this. See how boring this is right here, right? This is already better. It's not done, but it's already better. But if I cover this thing with all the different shapes and stuff, I just think it's going to look great. This over here, right? That looks so good. This over here, looks so good. It's just a matter of duplicating it on a big scale over here. That's what it comes down to. I luckily I had a bunch of tile for these docks, so I mixed in some reddish brown, some dark brown, some nougat, some dark orange, both tile and plate. I used plate to be able to secure some figs in there. Eventually, I'm hoping this one will look more like this one with stuff going on, right? Whether it's fruits and vegetables or little containers of jewels or whatever. I got like goats on this one, birds on here. So this one looks kind of boring compared to this one, but eventually, yeah, exactly, East Coast, exactly right. So, I'm hopeful that it'll look better as I decorate it up more. It just takes time. Everywhere I look, there's more detail needed, right? I mean, like we haven't done this yet. We haven't done this yet. We haven't done this yet. So it's just, there's so much to do. Everywhere I look, there's something more to do. So that's why I'm trying to tackle this a little at a time and just enjoy the ride, right? If you let it overwhelm you, it's just no fun. But if you tackle it a little bit at a time, you eventually make progress. And that's, again, one of the reasons for the 90-second updates, because it's a reminder of everything that you accomplished. When I woke up this morning, there was no dock here at all. There was no rock work in here. And these right here were just plain dark bluish gray brick, right? So that all of this was accomplished today. When I woke up this morning, this was just a big slab of dark bluish gray brick. That's all it was. So it feels like a lot of detail. And if I think back, like, how long would it take to do that? I'd think to myself, yeah, it would take a long time. But like, go watch yesterday's 90-second update and then go watch today's 90-second update. It looks totally different. So that's why I'm like, you can do it. You got to be willing to bite off small chunks. That's all. Uh, yeah, I thought about time lapsing, Kimmy. I also thought about doing like YouTube live and just leaving the camera up so people could see what's going on. I don't know if anybody would actually watch that or be interested in that. But you could literally just like put the camera right here and just leave it there for 2 hours, right? And then you could very slowly watch the thing come together, you know? The problem is I don't want to have to talk to people, follow the chat, because it's like very hard to make progress on this if you're monitoring the chat or you're talking. You know what I mean? So it would literally have to be, hey, if you want to watch along as sort of a time lapse thing, feel free, but I'm not engaging with you. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you'd never get anything done. That's why I can't build on Whatnot, because all I do is want to talk to you guys like right now, you know? If I was trying to build something right now and talking to you and monitoring the chat, you never get anything done. You know what I mean? But it's possible that you could, again, just like put the camera in one spot. I'd have to pick my nose less. You can't pass gas with that, or else people are going to hear it, over the course of 2 hours. That won't work. But other than that, you might be able to pull it off. Anyway, I'm really excited about this rock structure right here. I think it's going to look good when it's done. Still a long way to go to kind of green it up some more. I think this was yesterday's update. All of this I did yesterday, and then I woke up this morning and looked at it, and I'm happy with the way it looks, other than the fact that I don't like how little standard green is in it. So today I added a few of these that you probably can't tell on camera, but these, like, here, I'll pull one off. These guys, these fern pieces, these are standard green. I don't know where that went. Maybe right here. Uh-oh. Where did that go? Right here, maybe? I don't know where that went. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, no. Maybe right here. Uh-oh, I'm breaking stuff now. Here, we'll put you right there. So what I realize now is I want to add some more standard green color to this because I think standard green is the most kind of life, it gives the most life to the island. So it's a lot of bright green and a lot of olive green in there. And I think I need a little more standard green in there. I think that'll help. This is a good start, all of this olive green, just to kind of give it a mossy kind of feel, but it doesn't feel nearly lifelike enough. And so a big tropical island is going to have a lot more lively, green to it than the olive green. So as much as I like this, it just doesn't pop as much as the standard or bright green would. So we'll add some of that in time. The palm tree helps some anyway. But we'll get some more in there. That's it for me, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. Again, feel free to follow along on YouTube if you're so interested. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your evening. Let's do a raid. I don't know how many people are in here. I wasn't even paying attention. But let's raid into somebody. Well, why not? Let's go say hi. Anybody I recognize? Let's go say hi to Brick Mitch. We'll see you guys next time.